Hello, good evening. So let's wait for a minute or two. Yeah, we'll start a minute or two. So good evening, and so welcome to another session on the series of webinars that we have planned. So that's on how to crack day one companies. And today's agenda, we have the session on how to crack TCS test. So good evening to everyone, and welcome you on behalf of placement season for this session. Good evening, friends. So you can keep posting your questions in the comment section. So I'll be answering those questions during the course of the webinar, and also we'll have a separate Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So before we start, so a quick check. So you can just comment your experiences on the day one companies that you have attended till now. It could be TCS, Accenture, Infosys, Wipro, any of these companies. It will be helpful for other students also to know your experiences, because our videos are viewed by thousands of students. So definitely the inputs that you give will be very much helpful for other students as well. So our webinars, although it's predominantly for on-campus recruitments, so it's also applicable for off-campus recruitment drives. Okay, right. So some of the questions that you have asked till now in the comment section will be answered during the course of the webinar. So I have got answers for all your questions. So let's start the session with the agenda. Right. So this is what we are going to see today. So the TCS test pattern, what is the new pattern for this year, and what are the topics that you need to focus with respect to aptitude section, and then what is the new inclusion in technical MCQ, and a new pattern, a new type of question, coding question is there in TCS. And we have collected few sample programs that has been asked in the recruitment drives of TCS till now. And then email writing, some sample questions on that, and ebook links. We have got a new ebook this time. So we have got a new ebook on reasoning topics. So that's will be very much helpful in brushing up your entire reasoning topics with sample questions also. We have included sample questions in reasoning ebook. And we have an exclusive webinar offer at the end, right? So keep watching the next 1 hour, definitely it will be very much helpful for you if you are aspiring to clear the TCS test. Okay, right. So I've been sharing this information, right? So right from the day we started this webinar series, right? So TCS introduced technical MCQs and programming questions. So the updated pattern is now available for practice in our site, Placement Season. So other companies as So I'm just facing some technical difficulty here. Just a sec. Okay. So can you just comment on the section? Is this fine now? So are you able to listen to me? Are you able to? I'm just facing some technical difficulty here. Is this audible now? Okay, great. Yeah. So you've got it right now. Yeah, so we've seen enough of this in the previous webinars as well about the other companies. So I'll not spend much time on this. So I'll quickly move to the agenda for the day, right, about TCS. So this is the new test pattern of TCS. So they have the aptitude test, which is for 40 minutes, and they have 20 MCQs, and they have a technical MCQ section that has 10 MCQs, and they give 20 minutes time for that. And this year they have introduced a programming round, so where you will be asked to write one program and they give 20 minutes for that. So the previous pattern of TCS was for 80 minutes and you have 30 questions of aptitude. And this year the timing is maintained the same, 80 questions, but you will have to write 20 aptitude questions, 10 MCQs technical, and then one programming question. So this is the latest TCS pattern, and after this they have an email writing exercise. So this is the latest TCS pattern, right? So let's look into the details of individual sections one by one. So aptitude. So like I have shared before, so you will have 20 MCQs and 40 minutes time. Now aptitude, there is a negative marking of 1/3, that is 0.33, and you will be allowed to use an inbuilt calculator. So that's an on-screen calculator. And similar to previous years, this year also we have seen questions with stars. Okay, so it means like those questions might carry higher weightages, right? So pattern is almost the same like previous year, or the types of questions that we have seen is almost the same like previous years. Okay, only thing is they have reduced the number of questions. This year it's only 20 questions and you have 40 minutes time, and it's predominantly quantitative aptitude related topics. Very less percentage of reasoning questions, and that too only for very few students. Okay, not for all, right? So the topics that you need to focus is like permutation, combination, probability, time and work, time speed distance, almost all these topics that is listed here. So you will have to focus, right? Now, one thing that stays common, or it stays same as the previous year is like TCS is repeating the questions. Okay, so similar to last year's, even the last year and the previous years, when they start the recruitment drive, they start with some fresh questions, even with few overlappings of the previous year questions, and then they continue to introduce few fresh questions in each recruitment drive. And the same thing is what is happening this year also. Okay, so we are seeing the questions repeating. Now don't ask me why the TCS is repeating the questions, because it's easy to gather those questions and then start practicing. Yes, everyone knows that it's easy to gather those TCS questions and then practice it. Okay, but still they continue to do the same. Good for you, students. So wherever TCS is visiting, not just from our platform, with any platform, you just take the TCS questions and practice, you will be able to clear it. Okay, there is no big deal in clearing the TCS aptitude test. Okay, even this year it is one of the easiest of all other companies tests that is available. Okay, so you practice it, you will be able to clear the TCS test. So these are all the topics that we have seen, and very few reasoning questions, and that too related to arrangements that we have seen, but predominantly it is quantitative aptitude. So if you are able to focus a lot on quantitative aptitude, and if you prepare well on the previous year questions of TCS, so which is available in our platform and also in many other platforms, you will be able to clear this test. Okay, it is one of the easiest tests to clear. Right. Now, this is a new, section that is introduced in the first stage. That is, then there is an online test. They have 10 MCQ questions, so that's there in the test. Now, the questions that we have seen till now are like input-output based questions from C programming, questions related to pointers, strings, and loops. And even these technical questions have negative marks, that is 1/3. That is 0.33 negative marks is there. Now, again, technical MCQs, not that difficult, very easy. Questions are repeating. So if you are very good at some basic concepts of pointers, strings, and loops, even the output based questions are also related to those topics. Pretty simple and easy, straightforward, very easily you can clear it. Okay, so they've got 20 questions in aptitude and 10 questions in MCQ. So total they give 40 minutes for that, and they give 20 minutes for the MCQ questions, right? Next is the coding round. So don't expect the coding round to be again very difficult. We expected coding round to be of slight amount of difficulty for the student, but with whatever the feedbacks that we have received, TCS actually started their recruitment drive very late. Okay, only last week sometime they started the recruitment drives, and the feedbacks that we collected from some of the colleges and the universities are like coding questions is also easy, right? So there are a few differences that we have seen, right? So if you are used to practice your coding questions in in the local IDEs, it's better to practice in an online compiler, right? The other difference that we have seen in TCS is like in TCS programming, the compiler that they use, it uses the command line arguments to get the input. Okay, that means you can't use syntax like scanf to get your input, right? So practice in a platform that offers command line argument. So our platform, the Placement Seasons coding platform, we also use command line arguments to get the input. So if you are practicing the coding questions that's available in our platform, you will find the TCS platform to be more similar. Okay, so that's something that I wanted to stress here. So if you want to practice coding questions for TCS, if you want the platform experience, if you want to get the platform experience, then you can practice the coding questions in our platform, that is in our Placement Seasons platform, because we also use command line arguments to get the input in our platform. So the same technology, similar kind of IDE is what is used by, or the online compiler is what is used by TCS also. Right. So some of the sample programs that we have gathered, which TCS has been asking for this year, is like factorial related programs, area, finding areas, prime numbers, string reverse, and without using function. That's a constraint that they have given. Finding, you will be given an year and you will have to find whether it's a leap year or not, right? Now, these are like very simple programs, and any normal student can easily clear this, right? If you know a little bit of coding, okay? So I don't think so. Cracking these questions will be very difficult, right? So if you want a very good practice on these topics with the platform which can give an actual TCS kind of an environment and experience, you can very well buy test series coding tests from our platform, TCS coding test, and then you can practice it, right? So again, they have email writing similar to last year, and what they check here is like spelling mistakes, and you will have to use all the words that they give. Okay, TCS doesn't give just one title. They also give certain words which you will have to use it in your email. So make sure that you use those words in your email, right? So keep your email crisp and clear. Use formal salutations because the situations that they give are formal situations. So you will have to write your email according to the situation that they give, right? With proper signatures and with proper salutations, with proper subject. Okay, so all these things are very important in this email writing. Some of the sample questions that they have asked this year, that is for this 2018 batch, is like write an email to ask more working space for you and more ventilation in office. So asking you to congratulate a person for winning a gold medal. And this is something which is very recent. Okay, I think today in one of the institutions or universities, they asked this particular email writing topic for most of the students. It is thanking a person for giving you job opportunity in TCS. Okay, so these are some of the samples programs that has been sample email writing topics that has been asked in TCS this year. Now, whatever the questions that I have shared with respect to the technical MCQs or the programming or the email, these are fresh. That is for the current final year students, the 2018 batch. These questions are being asked. Okay, right. So, right, I think we have covered almost all the sections of the TCS. That is the quantitative aptitude section, technical MCQ, programming, and the email writing. Now, I'll just spend some time in answering your questions and queries, and I want to reiterate and repeat it again. Clearing TCS test this year is very easy, similar to the previous years. Okay, so you need not worry. If you practice well, definitely you can clear it, right? I actually doubt how do they select, based on the performance of these tests, because I definitely feel like almost all the candidates will be doing good. And I think it's, I always tell to my friends, like, TCS selecting students based on their tests is like drawing, the student names out of a lot system. So it's similar to a lot system. If you practice previous years of TCS questions and the simple programs, you can easily clear the TCS test, right? So with that, I would like to answer some of your questions, and then we'll move on to the rest of the webinar. How to apply for TCS? Okay, so it is you will have to see whether they are coming for your campus or not. So if they are coming for your campus, you can apply. Yeah, right. So any tips for personal interviews, right? So that's definitely there in the agenda. So I'll answer some of the questions and then I'll move on to, the personal interview and how to crack personal interviews of not just TCS. I'll cover even the other companies also, right? So this year it's going to be mix of technical and HR interview. In email writing, we need to use the words in the same order or random. You can use the words in any order, man. So it's not necessary that you will have to use the words in the same order. Are theory bits included in MCQs? Theory bits, sorry. There are few questions that you will get testing the basic concepts, okay, like of pointers, strings, loops, etc. Okay, not all 10 MCQ questions will be of input output based. Can you please repeat the programming process? Programming round, very simple programs you will get, okay. Programs like finding leap year. This is actually, this particular program is asked in one of the colleges today, okay, in the TCS recruitment test. Finding an year as a leap year or not, okay. Now, only difference in TCS programming test is like they use a platform, their online compiler uses command line argument. Okay, so that means you can't use syntaxes or statements like scanf to get the input. So that's the only difference that we have seen. Now, luckily, placement seasons coding platform also uses command line argument. So if you practice coding test in our platform, you will get an experience which is similar to the TCS platform. Okay, so that's about the programming round. Is there any sectional cutoff? Okay, now coming to the cutoff of TCS. Now, man, see, 20 questions, 40 minutes in aptitude, the questions are repeating. So I'm sure that almost all the students will get at least more than 15 questions correct. Okay. Now, why I don't have a separate slide for cutoff in TCS is like, it's very easy to clear this test. Okay, so it's like almost all the students will be competing for it. So make sure that you get at least above 80%. So that's something which I'm telling you. At least try to get above 80%, which is very easy in TCS. So try to get that. You will be able to move to the next round. And another thing is like most of the students will be getting above 80%. So that's another information that I want to share it with you. Make sure that the programming round, you get that program correct. Okay, very simple programs, you can easily clear it. Is it compulsory to execute the program? Yes, it's compulsory. MCQs will not have only input output related questions. You will have inputs related to the concepts also. Can I know what is the average cutoff marks? I have answered. How can I apply for off-campus interview? So we'll share the information in case if there is any off-campus interviews happening. Right now, it's not there. Where to practice coding? Practice it in our platform, placementseason.com. So we have a command line argument online compiler. Is there any higher cutoff marks for written test? Yes, TCS cutoff marks are higher because most of the students can get it, answer almost all the questions correct. What the today market want from fresher? Good coders. Is there a step marking in programming? What do you mean by step marking? I don't understand. Discuss about technical and HR on. We'll discuss that immediately after this Q&A. Please tell the sectional cutoff. I've already answered. Can we just get a copy of this PPT? Just post a link. Yes, we will share it. Not an issue. Can you please explain the usage of command line arguments? I have already explained. So the difference is you can't take inputs using statements like scanf, right? So you'll have to take all the inputs together. So if you want practice, you can practice it in our platform. How can one find job easily in off-campus? Maybe we'll answer it. Send this query to our email, friends@placementseason.com. We'll answer it. How to use command line arguments? I've answered. What is the word limit that we can use in email writing? I think this year the word limit they have given us 300 words. Sorry, not 300 words. Not that big emails. I think they have not given any word limit. Yeah. 300 words is for Capgemini. So TCS, they have not given any word limit. Is TCS follow sectional cutoff? I've answered. In coding section, is it compulsory to run? Yes, it's not compulsory to run all test cases successfully. If you want to move to the next round, you have to get all the test cases correct or passed. Which position is? Tips for HR round, yes, we'll share that. Is there any lower or higher cutoff for written test? There's no lower cutoff and all for written test. Or there is no higher cutoff also for written test. If you get 100% also, they will select it. So don't think that if you get 100%, you will be rejected because you have got 100%. No. Is it necessary to run the program in coding round? Yes. What are the different HR and tech? Yes, we'll discuss that. We'll discuss that. Does the errors are accepted in coding? No, errors are not accepted. You will have to get all the test cases passed. Technical MCQ topics, we have already shared. Topics related to pointers, strings, loops, etc. Can you say sample examples for email writing format? You'll have to follow. We have already shared the tips in about email writing. I think you can follow that. Command line arguments, I've already explained. Time limit for programming, 20 minutes. Essay writing is not there, it's only email writing. See, the words that they give, you will have to use the words as it is, okay? But you can change the order, you can do whatever you want, but make sure that you are using those words exactly. Can you please mention and compilers online for TCS? I have already mentioned. Sample example for coding. I've already shared the sample questions. So finding the leap year is one of the questions that has been asked in today's TCS recruitment test in one of the institutions. Do we need to use all the words in email? Yes, it's better to use all the words that they give in an email. Does the use of more backspaces while writing email leads to get less marks? No, I don't think so. Is there any negative marking for coding section? Coding section, there is no negative marking. You have to get all the test cases passed. So if you get all the test cases passed, you will be getting through to the next round. I heard that only 10 times we can compile the code. Is that true? No, that's not true. Do we need to follow the order in email? The words order, I think you are asking. No, you need not follow the words order. So you can use the words wherever you want. Can we use Python language to write code? I don't think so. They allow Python. Maybe you can write an email to us. We'll reply back. But I've not checked it. But I don't think any company right now allows to use Python, especially these services companies. Product companies, they do allow. How to clear the coding round? So practice the sample programs that we have shared. TCS is anyway repeating the question, so you can easily crack it. Is anyone rejected in email writing section? Actually, the all these rounds are over. Only then the final result is announced. Okay. I heard that if someone's code goes into infinite loop, the compiler is not working anymore. That could be some technical problem, man. It's the compilers are not designed in that way. I don't think so, because we can't expect everyone to write the programs only in, only in the right way and then do the compiling. People try, trial and error methods, this, that, and everything. So I don't think so. These constraints will be there in any of the online tests. His coding section has more weightage. If code does not clear, is there any chance of selecting for further round? It depends on how many students are, clearing the coding round in your college. Which language prefer for coding round? If you're good at C, yeah, go with that. Can you share the link for program solution using command line arguments? You can very well practice in our platform, placementseason.com, search for TCS coding test. you can do that. You will get that test. Is coding section has more weightage? No, I think whatever the weightage that it has, yes, that's the same. Only CSE students can choose it, or any? No, it's open for all. How to clear the coding round easily? I've already answered. How much time we can compile the code? I don't think so. There is a limit in that. How much HR round weightage is there than technical round? Actually, it's not in that way. You will have to perform well in both the rounds. Okay. Share those links again for TCS coding round. I think there are many people are asking doubts related to coding. Okay. So I will, yeah. So these are the sample programs that are asked in the coding round. Okay. Can placement season put some examples for coding on website so that we can learn them easily? Okay, we'll try that, right? So we have a blog on TCS test, how to clear TCS. Maybe we will add few points there related to command line argument, and we'll share some sample codes there. Okay, I think that should help you. Is there any online classes for coding test? If the company is going to visit you in the next 10-15 days also, right, and there's no use of attending online coding classes now. Okay, so just practice at least few basic programs you should be able to get through, in case if you get any of them. What will they see in email writing? Vocab or sentence formation? See, spelling mistakes is what they see. So, and then the word usage, the words whatever they give, in what way you have used it. Okay, that is the grammatical errors. Which app is required for coding? Sorry, I didn't get you. Will the compiler show if there is an error at any particular? Yes, the compiler is like a normal compiler only. It will show you all the syntax errors, where it is, and everything. All those things will be there. Only difference is the way it takes the input is slightly different from other IDEs. That's all. So will you be checking vocab and grammar? Yes, the essay writing practices and the email writing practice that is available in our platform, placementseason.com. We automatically check your spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes. Automatic evaluation is there, and immediately once you submit your email, you will get the scores. Okay, ideally make sure that your score is above 70%. Only then you can expect to clear. In spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes, it should be in these two, it should be at least above 90%. And in the essay or email relevancy, it should be at least above 70%. Man, you will please tell me about the aptitude, because I have campus drive of TCS tomorrow in my college. Aptitude, please don't worry. Practice all the previous year questions of TCS. It's updated in our site also, and it's available freely everywhere, right? Practice those questions. TCS again this year, they are repeating the questions. So it's easy to crack. Please share MCQ on coding. It's technical MCQ. It's not MCQ on coding. So these are some of the topics that you need to be strong, like pointer strings, loops, and they ask few input output based questions. Is there any direct interview criteria like previous year? This year, they don't have a direct interview criteria. See, it is a GCC compiler, but it uses command line argument to take the inputs. How they asked MCQs in coding? It's simple input output based questions. Can we expect the link for the logical book today? Yes, you can expect, Vinod. And it has steps to be followed in data sufficiency. Yes, it is also there. Shall we go with the webinar? I'm very eager to know about the next topic. Yes, I think it's, we have answered too many questions, and too many repeat questions related to coding is there, right? So, and don't worry, guys. Cracking TCS test is easy, right? So with that, let's move to the next one. So I would like to share some of the interview and technical interview, how you can easily crack that. See, regarding the interviews, what we have seen common among all the services companies is like they are focusing a bit more on the technical side too, right? So make sure that you brush up all your the basic concepts, right? Especially with related to your projects, okay, and whatever you have done. And make sure that you answer questions related to your project well without saying I don't know, okay, because those are all the questions which are related to the work that you have done, and you can't say I don't know for those questions, okay. If it is anything which you really don't know apart from the works that you have done, if there is a question, yes, you can definitely say that I don't know, right? Now, the normally the interviews, it is lasting for somewhere around 7 minutes to, it goes even up to 15 minutes, 20 minutes for some candidates, okay, but on an average it's only hovering around 7 to 8, 9 minutes, right? Now within that, if you want to make sure that you know convince them, you should ensure that you communicate or articulate well, okay, because all these services companies, what they require is like they need people who can communicate well, so that there will be a lot of places where you will have to communicate within your team members and also with the clients. So make sure that you just, if you can articulate well with whatever the knowledge that you have, I think you can easily clear these technical rounds. You need not to be that strong in technical, okay, but still, yeah, a significant amount of technical questions are also asked. Keep watching our Facebook page. We are continuously sharing some of the technical questions that are asked in the interviews, okay. So please watch our Facebook page, and all those posts will definitely help you to know what kind of technical topics that you need to prepare on, or questions that are asked in almost all these services companies, okay. So if you prepare on any of those questions, even if it is asked in Accenture, you can be prepared, because there is a very high chance that even in TCS interviews you might get the same questions, right? In TCS it's not a group interview, it is individual interview. In Accenture it's group interview, okay. So should we have a complete knowledge about C language? No, it's not, although it is desired. But even if you don't have, just for that interview, if you can manage with few concepts, yes, that should be fine. So, and again, in the HR round, it's most likely they will only test how confident you are, when you answer those questions, right? So make sure that you answer those questions louder. Very basic things. Focus on, when you talk, you should talk louder. Okay. So these are some of the things that any services companies they expect. Is there a GD process for TCS recruitment? I think till now, whatever we have seen, there wasn't any GD round. Okay, so right. Let's move to the next one. So here are the ebooks, the links for the ebooks. So Quant and Vocab are the synonyms antonym books, which we have been sharing it in all our webinars. There's a new book that we are sharing it today. That has got almost all the topics related to reasoning. So I will show you a glimpse of what are all the topics that we have covered in the reasoning book now. And this particular book, although it might not be relevant for TCS, but it will be very much helpful for you to clear other companies like Infosys, Accenture, Wipro. Okay, because we have covered almost all the topics. So here is our reasoning ebook. So almost all the topics in reasoning it's covered. It's almost like a comprehensive book, okay, with concepts and sample questions. It is there. So direction, coding, analogy, odd one out, series, clocks, calendar, mirror, water image, blood relations, cubes, data sufficiency, data interpretation, arrangements. So almost everything is covered here, including syllogism. So directions. So you can see wherever pictorial representation is needed. So we have done that too. So the types of problems that you might face. Example questions are there. Coding, decoding. Analogy. Odd one out. Clocks. Important formulas related to clocks and calculating angle between the hands, etc. Element series, calendars. So in fact, this calendar concept will be very much helpful in case if you are writing a program to find a leap year. So that's one of the questions asked in programming round of TCS this year. And in fact, that's been asked in a college where TCS interview happened today. Mirror image, water image related questions, blood relation related questions. So with pictorial representation. So machine input output, cubes related questions. So inequalities, ranking and ordering, syllogisms using Venn diagrams. Seating arrangements, puzzles, data sufficiency, and here is a flowchart method that we recommend, and some of the rules that you need to follow when you solve a data sufficiency question, data interpretation with some sample questions. So it's a 40-page ebook, right? So this will be very much helpful for you at the last minute to prepare for your campus placements, right? So this is another, gift from our end to all your students preparing for placements. So here are the links. bit.ly/quant formula book will give you the quant formula book. bit.ly/synonyms antonyms will give you the synonyms antonyms book. So I'll show you a glimpse of other books as well. So this is our synonyms antonyms book, right? And this is our quant formula book, right? Okay. So here are the links again for all the 3 ebooks. So I'll take another 2-3 questions before I share with you, a coupon code which you can use it to purchase our tests. Okay, especially TCS test or any other test that you want to practice. So we'll share this ebook links in the comment section as well. Okay, so that you can directly click and download the ebooks, right? So yeah, I'll take a couple of questions. Do the interviewer ask to write a program in technical interview? Right. So it depends. Okay. So in case if they get a doubt that whether you have really cleared the coding round by writing the program by yourself, or someone else has written the code for you, so they will definitely ask you to write. So they can easily identify by asking few basic questions related to programming and how you answer that. So if you answer those basic questions well, I don't think so it will go to a level where they will ask you to write some programs. So can you please provide ebook related to technical concepts? So not in our agenda, but we'll definitely take it in our agenda and we'll try to do that. But I don't think so we'll be able to, complete it in the next few days or few days or so. Okay. Video regarding Capgemini, it's already there in our Facebook page. You can see that. Any off-campus? There's no off-campus as of now. Capgemini, there is a separate Facebook video is available for Capgemini. So please watch that. Okay. So what is the sectional cutoff in the MCQ round? See, I've already told about the cutoffs in TCS. It is very high because almost all the students, they get most of the questions correct. Okay, because TCS repeats the questions. What would be the difficulty level in programming? Easy, very easy. What is the maximum number of words to be used in emails? Few say it's 100, few say it's 200. So will it vary every time? See, definitely it's not 300. Okay. So definitely 300 words email and all, they are not going to ask it. Okay. There is a chance that it could be 100. Okay. But nevertheless, you need not worry about it. It's a professional email, 2-3 paragraphs, that should be sufficient. Okay. Short paragraphs. Reference website for MCQ. It's available in placement season itself. See, listen, placement season, TCS practice test, you will have aptitude test, you will have technical MCQs, and you will have coding, and you will have essay email writing. So all these practice tests are available in placementseason.com. So you need not go to any other website or anywhere to search for anything. So you can get everything in our portal itself. Okay. Sectional cutoff for programming, only one programming question, man. So you can get that right. It's very easy. Right. So I think to sum up, TCS test, aptitude, very easy. Questions are repeating. Practice all the previous year questions. It's available in almost all the online forums and platforms. It's available in our platform also. So practice those questions. That's mostly sufficient for TCS. So we are updating with the current questions as well. That is questions that are asked in 2018 batch as well. So aptitude, very easy to clear. Next, technical MCQs, introduced it in this year. So we have started gathering the questions that are asked in the current year. Okay, so and our tests are updated. So you can practice technical MCQs in our platform. Third, coding. One big difference that we have seen when compared to other tests, online coding is like the online compiler that TCS uses has command line argument method of taking the inputs. Okay, so that means the statements like scanf and all can't be used to take the input. So luckily, placement season platform also uses command line argument. So if you practice in our platform, you will be more familiar with the actual TCS platform, right? So these are all the changes that we have seen this year. And email writing, very similar to last year. Some of the sample email writing topics also we have shared it in the webinar. So this webinar will be available in our Facebook page. You can watch this webinar any number of times. The ebooks, please download and make full use of it, right? And on your screen, what you are seeing is a coupon code to get 25% discount for all you students who have taken your time and to watch this webinar. So for you, we are offering a gift from our side to help you to get placed. So you can use this TCS webinar 20 offer 25 coupon code and to purchase any of the test packages from our portal. And this coupon code is valid till tonight, that is 12 o'clock. So you can make use of this coupon code and practice coding questions, technical MCQs, and the aptitude questions of TCS. Okay, right? Thank you so much, guys. So all the best. In case if you have any further queries or questions which is not answered here, you can send an email to friends@placementseason.com. So we'll be able to answer you. So I'm sharing the email ID right on my screen, friends@placementseason.com. So you can send your queries here. It will be replied, right? Thank you, guys. All the best. Have a great career.